not here to see Mrs. Brody.
Well, we'll see. Whiskey?
Of course.
Well, I hope you can stay with us for a couple of days.
Oh,
You know, my wife is holding a shindig here this evening that is going to be fabulous.
I'd love to, Mr. Brody.
You know what? I was thinking, you know what is wrong with the world today?
No, tell me.
There's too many people in it. Why, just down the street there used to be this cute little market. And you know what's there now?
Apartment buildings?
A tobacco shop.
Okay.
Can't anything be sacred anymore?
It's interesting coming from one of the best real estate moguls in the business.
You know what I think about real estate? Real estate has made my family rich.
And that's it. No love of the deal, love of the creation, molding the world that we live in.
Now, my boy, you need to think with your head, not with your dick.
I guess sticking with my dick has got me pretty far.
Ha! I really think I got a picture of him this time. I rode the train back and forth 4 times. I really think that I got a picture of him this time. Thomas.
You're his son, Thomas Brody.
Who the hell are you?
Oh, well, I'm Jacob.
No.
Okay. Jacob Flanagan.
Jacob here is going to be staying with us for a few days, Thomas. Not in my room.
You know, a big house like this, they probably have another place for me to stay.
Thomas has his head in the clouds. Yeah. I really think I found something this time. I'm sure you do. I'm telling you, Dad. On the 4th trip back from Marisburg, there was this moment, right when we came out of the tunnel, where it should have gotten brighter, right? Because we were back in the sunshine, but it didn't. It stayed dark for a second, Dad, I swear to you. And I looked around, and then I looked into the window, and I saw a reflection. There was a person behind me in the window, but when I looked back, there was no one actually behind me. So I took a picture of the window. Why don't you head up to your room and get changed, son? Ah!
Well, people startle easily in these parts.
Not my room.
He's talking about the ghosts on the train?
I'll have my wife set up a room for you.
Oh, thank you.
You'll have a place to stay over in the West Wing.
Well, that sounds fantastic.
It doesn't get a lot of use, but it'll be fine.
Hopefully, even though real estate isn't maybe your passion, hopefully you'll be able to use your mind on this deal I have for you when we talk about it. Make you some more money.
What are you suggesting?
Darling, who are you talking to?
Oh, nothing, honey. We have a house guest who's going to be staying with us for a little while.
It's Jacob Flanagan.
I'm sure you could have plenty of time to introduce yourself to my wife.
Paul, are you keeping secrets from me?
Would you like a drink, dear?
Mr. Flanagan.
Pleasure to meet you, Mrs.
It's
Brody.
a pleasure to meet anyone who comes from anywhere that is not this small, pathetic little place where we live. Our happy little lives, that's all.
I'm going to let you set up our house guest.
Oh, you're going to let me set up the house guest. Thank you, Paul.
Before our lovely shindig this evening.
I think that I will have Irene set up the room, if that's all the same to you.
Wait, you know what happened last time with Irene. But
Mr. Flanagan,
whatever my wife
Yes.
says goes.
I'm so ecstatic to make your acquaintance.
That's it.
And I hope you will stay for a very long time.
Well,
Here you are, Mr. Flanagan. Come in.
what was it? Irene?
Irene, yeah.
Irene.
So this is to be your room, I understand. The West Wing is quite quiet. I hope that's okay with you.
That's perfect.
Fine. I think you'll find the king-size bed quite comfortable. If there's anything you need, just holler and let me know. I'm usually about.
What's going? Why is there a light on over here?
Porter, we have a guest I'm tending to him.
We shouldn't have any guests in the West Wing.
Porter,
Who are you?
Jacob Flanagan.
Ah,
Okay.
I'm tending to, if you please excuse us.
it's bad luck, you hear? Bad luck.
Porter,
You shush me every time I say it, but this side of the house is bad luck.
Nice to meet you.
I apologize for that.
Fine. It's fine. There seems to be a lot of superstition around here.
Folks don't get much education, I'm afraid. Makes them superstitious of things that don't exist.
You've been with the Brodies for a while, I assume?
Yes, sir, I have.
And,
Since Mrs. Brody came to the house, I came with her.
oh, you came with Mrs. Brody.
That's right, sir.
And Mr. Brody, I have an important meeting with him. We're going to be talking about some business, and I was just wondering, if you have any ideas what he likes, or...
Oh, I'm sure you'll discover just fine, sir. He is fond of bourbon. Here, you might enjoy a bit of fresh air in the evening.
Well, thank you very much, Irene.
Irene, it's a pleasure to help you, sir.
So I'll be in the West Wing all by myself then?
For now, sir, yes. But you'll find that we're not far away.
All right, and there's a shindig tonight.
Yes, sir.
You've been
Yes.
very helpful, Irene.
Frequently a party here, or some soiree, shindig, or other festivities of some kind. Mrs. Brody's quite fond of them.
Well, fantastic. I assume they'll bring my bags up later?
Porter's gone to get them already. He just had to come and look at you first. He's back.
Hopefully you decided to bring my bags anyway.
I did not, but I'll get them.
Please don't pay him any mind, sir. I apologize.
Huh. What an odd family they have here. Yes. Mrs. Brody.
Yes. Are you all comfortable?
I'm fantastic. I'm just waiting for my bags to come up if Porter decides to bring them up.
Oh yes, because this is quite unsuitable. You'll need to change.
Oh, will I?
Well, it's fancy dress.
This is a J. Periwinkle. You're looking for more of a party formal.
Perhaps Paul has something in his closet. You two are at a size.
If he's accommodating, I'd be happy to.
Oh, Paul?
Seems
Well,
like
he would do anything to make you comfortable, Mr. Flanagan. I'm really not sure what you're so concerned about. I've told you that I'm perfectly capable of behaving myself.
Now, dear, when has that ever been true?
People change, Paul.
Do they?
People change.
Do
and people
they?
grow. Yes.
No, they do not.
Look at you, you've changed.
Have I?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Yes, you were never quite so controlling and secretive as you have suddenly become.
I am not any more controlling and secretive than I've ever been. It is just my nature. And you? Throwing a party.
Well, what else am I going to do?
On tonight of all
What
nights.
else am I going to do out here?
Well, throwing a party is definitely not among the top 10 things I would have thought of.
Why don't you tell me 3 things that you would prefer I do, Paul?
Deal with your son. He has decided to take himself a camera on the train. The boy is a relative journalist all of a sudden. As if he's shooting for National Geographic or some such.
I think he's adorable. Number 2?
Number 2,
You said 10 things. There were 10 things that I should do besides you. I've already asked you for 3.
how about walk in the garden?
Oh, that's lovely.
It's not like the garden is getting any better the more you ignore it.
All right. I will take an interest in my son, and I will walk in the garden. Anything else you'd like me to do?
Stop meddling in my business affairs.
Do you know something? You used to be much more fun.
Mother, father, maybe I have.
Thomas, come.
I developed my pictures.
Oh, come and show me. Come and show
I thought that they would turn out better. But the reflection in the window, it's just so blurry. But I swear to you, there was someone behind me.
Well, I see a little, sort of a shadow there.
Yeah, that's right, right there. It looks like a hat. It looks like a person wearing a hat.
It could be Thomas.
Daddy didn't believe me.
Maybe what you should do is try to enlarge it a bit.
That's a great idea. I'll enlarge it. Oh, I'm gonna go back to my dark room. Daddy,
Yes, Thomas?
you're not really going to sell that land, though, are you?
That land has brought us nothing but ill will.
I think it's a bad idea. You don't sell a cemetery, Dad.
Well, in this family, maybe it's time that we did.
fantastic story.
Well, that is why I knew for the first time in my life that my money was my own.
It's a great moment when that happens.
My father was a very overbearing man, and as such I wanted to have as little to do with his inheritance as possible. But once I sold my shares in the paper industry, I found myself free from dealing with him and anything like him. No need to look for help. Pay attention here.
Of course.
If you excuse me. Please enjoy the
I'll have some of the bread.
yes, or the drink. The cognac, after all.
I assume that the rest of the family will be joining us for the dinner party?
Oh, certainly, Mr. Flanagan.
Everything's okay?
Oh,
Okay.
certainly, sir, yes. Can I get you something else to drink, sir?
Oh, you said you liked bourbon.
Yes, sir.
Maybe we'll try some bourbon.
Mr. Flanagan appreciates a man with his own likes and dislikes.
Well, that's good to know.
But if this is what you'd like, sir, I'd be happy to give it to you.
So the boy, Thomas.
Yes, sir.
Chases ghosts on the train.
It's a recent diversion, sir.
Well, thank you, Porter. Have a great night, Porter. I don't think he likes me very much.
Porter doesn't like anyone, sir. It's not personal.
Yeah. What was he saying about the West Wing being bad luck? How could the whole side of the house be bad luck?
Indeed, how could it, sir? He's an old and feeble man, I'm afraid. He's been with Mr. Brody for many years, and I think Mr. Brody doesn't wish to send him on his way into retirement. Porter has nowhere else to go. It's the kindness of Mr. Brody's heart that he keeps him here. So I'm given to understand, sir.
Thomas? I'm not in your room.
Please go make my bed.
So, looking for ghosts on the train?
I found them, see?
Oh, my. Is that supposed to be a hat?
Supposed to be? That is a hat.
Oh.
That's a hat. On a head of a person who was not behind me, but was in the window.
You took a picture of a window.
That's right.
Were you wearing a hat at the time, by any chance?
Well, of course I was wearing a hat. But that's not my hat. That's not me. You don't believe me.
What would you do if you found a ghost, Thomas?
What would I do?
Yeah.
Well, I would do what anyone would do. I would ask it. You know, what's it like being dead? What else would you ask a ghost? I mean, how else would you know that? What it's like being dead? The only way you can know is if you ask a ghost.
I suppose that's true. I hadn't really thought of it.
No?
No.
What do you think about you and your fancy periwinkle suits?
Oh, you know Periwinkle.
I do.
Huh.
My father gave me one for my 13th birthday. I didn't like it very much.
What do you like, besides ghosts?
No, I asked you first. What do you like?
I love creation. Creation in this world. Making deals, making things happen. Moving the gears of society.
That's pretty smooth talk. Mother.
Oh,
Mr. Flanagan, Forgive me for being delayed.
No, no. Of course, we're having a charming conversation.
Mother, I enlarged it. Look, you can clearly see the hat.
It does look something like a hat.
It
Thomas.
does!
Why don't you see if they will print this in the Gazette?
Mother, do you think?
I think they might.
I'm going to go see if they'll print it in the Gazette.
Good luck to you.
You should think about what it is that you like. You know, a real answer.
Thomas hasn't had the sort of social environment that one could hope for a young man.
Well,
Please excuse his exuberance.
he seems nice enough. He's passionate about something.
Yes. Indeed, it's rather close in here. Would you like to step outside for just a moment and get some air with me, Mr. Flanagan?
Are we not having dinner soon? I was under the impression we're having a dinner party.
Well, it seems that the guests are delayed.
Well,
I could use a cigarette.
I suppose there's no harm in that.
Oh. Climb the sill.
Oh,
It's beautiful out here, isn't it?
yes. Oh,
Mr. Flanagan, my father didn't raise me to mince words, and I'm going to get right to the point. I detest my husband. And I would do anything to see this little business scheme of his fail.
I don't seem to have a lot of friends in this house.
No, no, no. Because his failure could be your success.
Doesn't it bother you?
There are things outside of my control in the short term that can only be corrected in the long term.
I mean, but doesn't it bother you? Well, it bothers me. You know, this place could be the most beautiful place in the world if it wasn't for the people in it.
You'll recall, Mr. Porter, that I came here with Mrs. Brodie,
Of course you did.
and that's where my allegiance lies. So be mindful of the things you say about the house's occupants.
We're occupants in this house too, you know.
Are we?
We are. I'm your bloody husband. But I don't care how much you love her. You love me too.
Do I? You're an old man, Mr. Porter. There's things you don't notice anymore.
Is it? Is it the things that I don't notice? Is it the way that the two of them look at each other? The way he spits in his own drink? every single time he pours the thing, or the way she looks at him every single time he closes the door after he leaves. No, I notice things.
Still, I think there's things you don't.
Such as... That's not fair. That's not fair.
I'll be going to my bed now, Mr. Porter.
That's not fair.
It rarely is with you.
It's not fair.
They didn't believe me. I know it's real. Hey, listen! I know you're real! I know you are! Every time I'm on that train, I can feel it. My skin crawls every time I'm on that train. I can feel you breathing right on my neck. You're making me look like a fool. Please. I know you're real.
Your mother said you weren't well, so I brought him a tray for your breakfast.
Set it down right there.
You don't look well at all. You look a bit feverish.
I'm fine.
Oh, I see. So, you think that's a ghost?
I know it's a ghost. You don't believe me? You don't believe me? Do you not believe in ghosts?
I didn't see that.
Look right there. That's obviously a ghost. Admit it.
Looks like someone I know. I'll be back for your tray later.
Irene, go make my bed. Right now.
Yes, sir.
Believe me. Fine.
I like that. It's nice.
You really don't like your husband, do you?
Not as much as I like you.
Hmm.
So, just to confirm, you give him the check for more money than you can possibly imagine. He gives you the deed. I tear up the check.
And I have your word that you'll tear the check up.
Now you know. Now you know. She knows now, right? She believes me, right? Look at what she's opening her eyes.
You've done good. You've done
What a mess I'll have to clean up. Mr. Porter,
Yes, dear.
look at this terrible mess.
You've left blood all over the carpet. I'm going to be scrubbing that for days.
Wait a second. You see that blood?
I'm going to get a bucket.
Your mother would be very disappointed in you.
Wait a moment. Is he already?
She thinks you're such a good boy, but you're very naughty. A great disappointment to everyone.
Mr. Brody.
Come in. I hear you're coming to the end of your stay here.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've read my initial proposal.
Yes, I have.
And I have come to the conclusion that I will accept.
Really?
Of course. Drink.
Of course. It's a progress.
To progress. And everything that it might bring. Cheers.
Cheers.
You know, I can't stand that corner store anyway. I'm glad you're going to be putting in a tobaccory down there.
Been drinking quite a bit.
You know, I say we finalize this deal right now.
All right.
I have the deed right over here in this drawer.
I brought my checkbook. Assuming check is okay.
I trust you. You look like an upstanding young gentleman.
Perfect. You have a pen?
Why, of course I do. This pen was given to me by my father. He was a great man, you know. I've always wanted to follow in his footsteps.
Thought you wanted to be free of his inheritance.
Excuse me? You keep it. To many more wonderful deals in the future. And to progress.
Progress.
Gentlemen,
My lovely wife.
will you please excuse us, Mr. Flanagan?
Of course.
say to Thomas? He is completely catatonic. I can't even get him to open his eyes. What did you say to him this time, Paul?
Our son has his head in the wrong places.
You would not listen to me when I begged you to get him help. Oh no, our son was perfect.
He is.
There's something wrong with that child, and you won't see it.
What is wrong with that child is us. Us.
My dear Paul, there is no us.
I know. And that is what is wrong with our child.
Do you have the check?
I ripped it up,
Hmm.
and I'm leaving tonight.
Then let's both go.
Yes. There's a train at 6:30. You'll meet me there.
I wouldn't miss it.
Do you think I wouldn't have found out, dear?
Paul, don't be ridiculous. Paul, don't be ridiculous.
We were just talking. We were talking about the train.
Don't you remember last time?
Mr. Brody, Paul.
Has Thomas already buried her in the yard?
Yes, my darling.
Mr. Brody.
I'll never let you down, darling.
I love this time of day. Before dawn,
Mr. Brody.
yet after dusk. Everything's about to begin all over again.
A misunderstanding.
I'm sorry, Jake. It's so boring out here in the country.
Mr. Brody. We can do whatever deal you need.
Oh, we will. Our son has been digging 2 holes in the backyard.
Mr. Brody, please. We can come up with all sorts of deals.
Oh. We'll be doing this again, I'm sure.
Well, I'm not here to see Mrs. Brody,
Well,
but thanks for the advice.
that's wise. It's a wise man who stays away from that woman.
How bad could she be?
Very bad. And that's a J. Periwinkle.
Yes.
You didn't even notice the bullet hole in it, did you?
Along in the salon here in just a moment, so if you want to come over and say hello, we would love to see you. Thank you for coming out. Woo!